Hello and welcome, this is Mehmet Gulshainrad. I want to talk about this tutorial shape layer in Adobe After Effects. Let's show an example of some works with a shape layer in Adobe After Effects. It will be very helpful if you can design this in Adobe After Effects for your projects and using shape layer very fast, and your project will look better, more modern and more elegant with using this shape layer in Adobe After Effects shape layer animations. Maybe you are interested to know how to create this animation in Adobe After Effects. Okay, now we go to Adobe After Effects. If you open a new project, Command N or Control N, Mac and PC, and here if you right click new, you have text, solid, light, and here we have shape layer. Shape layer in Adobe After Effects. It's a new technique helping you, very helpful, very useful. Here we have fill and stroke. If I choose this pen tool, I can randomly just make a shape here, and you can control if this shape can have a fill or without fill, or gradient fill, or radial gradient. And here for a stroke, again you can choose if you can have a stroke or not. And here you can increase and decrease the size of a stroke for your shape layer. If you don't want to have a random shapes, you can choose ready shapes here, like ellipse. You can have ellipse here, or if you hold shift you will have exactly a circle. If you leave shift, without shift, holding shift, you have another shape of this circle. But if you hold shift, you will have a circle, and if you hold shift and space, you can move your shape at the same time, and it will be very useful for working with this. Or you can create rounded shapes. Again, I hold the space, or rectangular stars, and let's delete some. For stars, if you use arrow key, you can increase the number of stars and decrease. And if you use left or right arrow, you can make it curve, more curve or less curve. Let's make this to 50 pixel for our shape layer. Again, I start. Yes, if you decrease using arrow key up, and now arrow key down, arrow key up, arrow key to the right, arrow key to the left, you can make easy, very easy shapes. And we have polygon, same. You can use again arrow key up and down. With down you make it less, with up you make it more. If you want to put more curve, you can use right arrow keys or left arrow keys. You can make interesting shapes very fast and easy, and using this only arrow keys, only left and right. For all shapes here you can do use same. For example, for rounded, if I again hold the space and or shift and space, if you hold shift you will have exact scale of rectangular, but if you leave shift you can have another with wider, another shape. And again, if I use left and right only arrow key, you can make it like curve or not, without curves. Ellipse tool, I hold shift because I want exactly a circle. I hold shift, and now we have a shape layer. You can you can only enter and change name whatever you want, and when you open the file you have contents, and the contents is the ellipse name here, or again you can change to whatever you want, for example test, and you have stroke, path, fill, transform of this test name, and these are the options that you can change size here. This is fully, everything can be animated. This is position. This is the options about stroke. You can change color, of a stroke, opacity, and stroke size exactly here, like what we have here at the top. And this is very nice tools. Dashes, if you add plus, you have this shape, and you can easily modify this dash. Okay, here you can have few plus. If I have few plus, you have more options with parameters. You can make lots of random shapes. This technique are using or dash here. It's look like for me Adobe Illustrator, and I want to show you in Adobe Illustrator how, if I make a new project here, how does it look like. Again, if I hold Shift in Adobe Illustrator and a space, and here is the stroke size I can change, for example 50 pixel. Again, here we have fill, stroke, and fill and stroke, but here we have dashed line. And in Adobe Illustrator, I think it's a kind of technique from Adobe Illustrator imported to Adobe After Effects. Here we cannot animate the shape, only we can have a few copy of still frames or export like AI Illustrator or PSD files. But with the Adobe After Effects you can animate the shape and fully control it. Before, I usually make PSD files and only copy paste here and only can animate the rotation of this file. But now you can change randomly, you can animate, you can script, and this is perfect. And here is the fill. We don't have fill here because fill here is disabled. I can say I want to have fill, and you can here for fill you can change color, and you have fill and stroke at the same time. And you have transform test. This is anchor point, this is position, this is position of the file, and this is a scale. You can scale, animate a scale, and skew and rotation. This is the very easy help you to rotate, and opacity. These all options are the basics of the first shape layer. And we have again for other shape layers same exactly. We can change stroke, fill, color, animate. I want to start with the rectangular tool again. If here we have fill, the shape will appear like this, but I don't want to have fill. And stroke, if I don't want to have nothing, of course I want fill, but stroke, sorry, but I want my stroke be not 96 pixel, I want 15 for now. And if you have problem for this squares or this blue color and do not is bothering you, you can use Command Alt Shift Command Shift H or Control Shift H. Command Shift H or Control Shift H help you very fast for disappear this blue, and you can work easier. And when we start a shape layer here, I want to talk about other options. Exactly, we have rectangular path, we have path, and we have stroke, we have fill. Again, same like circle, transform, everything, size, position, and roundness. You can make the roundness that the number of roundedness that you want for your project. Change color, stroke, make it wider or thinner, and again dashes. You can create beautiful form. Okay, Command Shade H. Now you can see better. If you don't like dash, you can very easily minus, plus and minus or minus. You can add or delete this dash on your shape layer. And here you can change color of fill, but we don't have fill, but I choose red. You can, if you want leave fill, you can easily click here and choose color for your fill. Okay, Ctrl Z, I back to normal. And now this is transform. Again, scale, you can skew and other options. Okay, these are the basics of a shape layer. You can have number 1. If at this time I choose another and I click, the second shape layer will be inside of my shape layer. If you don't want be inside and you want have a separate layer of shape layer, you only need to click here, deselect. If you are in selected time and you draw another shape layer, will be exactly inside. But if you deselect the first shape layer and choose, for example, random this shape, you will have second shape layer. And if you again deselect and again start to draw ellipse shape, for example, we have shape 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, totally separate. If you want have shape inside of same layer, only select shape layer and easily make another shape. And all shapes will be inside of your shape layer, and we will have only one layer. And you can separately control one by one. It depends on you and how you feel comfortable with the project. Now I want to talk about some another basics how to animate this shape layer. Okay, for now I choose ellipse, my favorite for motion works, and here you can choose again. I don't want to have fill, only stroke 20, and contents we have ellipse. Now for adding, you have on contents you can choose add, and you have more options here. For example, merging paths, repeater, round, trim, twister, wiggle. For now I want to talk about trim path, one of the most useful, and you have a start and end. You can animate from 0 to 100 or ending from 0 to 100. Okay, let's try. I choose for end 0, and now Command Shift H, You have very simple animation with the trim the path. Very simple and very useful. Another very important is repeater. You can make number of copies from your shape layer, and you can offset, and you have separate transform repeater. It's very important to know that only you should use transform repeater, not transform. Transform repeater is you can the number of repeat that you make, you can transform here, you can make scale, you can rotate, different rotation each of number will have here, and you can choose opacity from 100 to almost 0, and you can choose the number of copies that you want here. Okay, for now let's start to, for example, this, how to make randomly numbers, text, and these shape layers, how to create these forms. I drag here the file. I want to make a still frame from this animation. I don't want if I'm working this moving, I can come either to layer and go to time, freeze time. Now if I am playing, this will be still frame, and you can at this time remap, you can choose at what time do you want to be fixed, and you can easily delete and add new keys. I choose a different color because I will go generate and fill, for example green. Now I want start to create this shape layer animation. I lock the movie file because I do not want to be selected, and now I go here and choose a pen tool, and I start first shape. Click here, and you see automatically generated a shape layer in blue color. Hold shift because I want to be straight. If I don't hold shift, can be not straight. I want to be exactly direct line. Now I'm not sure if it's really direct. If I hold shift, will be exactly a direct line. Now to the top again, direct, hold shift down and hold shift. Okay, for me I want to be 10 the stroke, and maybe less, 8. Now we go for second line. You can change the stroke size here to the number 3, for example, and we have another line. Shift, hold, hold shift, hold shift, and we have here in the contents shape 1, shape 2, shape 3. I turn off the main video only for now. I want to see how my shapes look like. I think shape 3 I must redraw again. Okay, shape 2 can be, shape 1 can be 5 or less 4. Okay, now I start this shape. Start from here, hold shift, hold space, move the view and hold space, and for example like this, and make it smaller, the stroke 3 or 2. We have here shape 1, shape 2, shape 3, and you can turn off all shapes or turn on. First of all, I only make shapes, shape layer, then I start work on animation. Okay, we have 2 lines here, shape 3 here, start. But if I go closer to my previous shape, here will be a minus sign, and it will delete one of your points. So be very careful and just be close enough not to delete your previous shape. Then after you can adjust all in detail. Now we have very fast, only very fast I draw the lines for my shape. For now I turn off, Command Shift or Control Shift H. I have shape 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I choose all contents and go to the add and trim, choose trim path, and you can start animate and the end. For example, start I want 100, few frames, and end 0. This is what we have. But all the shapes they come to the screen at the same time, but this is not what I really want. I want all animation, all be separate animated. So I delete and I choose, for example, shape number 1 and go add the trim path. So here I have start, for example, yes, you can start from here or you can start from here, depends on you. Okay, but I won't be like with the sample. I start from here. Here I have key, then I go few frames, then I go to 100. If I choose, or if I right click, I choose ease because I want very finish the animation with ease animation. Now for other lines, for example, after first I want shape number 2. No, shape number 3. Yes, I want shape number 3 come to the screen. Okay, at this frame I choose trim path, Control C, and here Control C for copy, or edit, copy, Command C, and here at shape 3 Command Control V or paste. Choose shape 1, trim. I need this effect exactly trim path, Command C, on my shape 3, Command V. And now we have exactly these 2 animated lines, and I have few frame gap between first shape and second shape, and this second shape you can move the keyframe, and you can see at which frame you want to be go to the second shape come to the screen or animation. Okay, this is easily can be controlled. If you put U, you can see only keyframe. If you hold U 2 times U, you will have all the options. Okay, and now I have shape 3. Okay, which shape is not animated? Shape 2. Again, at this exactly at this frame, I want this shape to start to be animated, like what I did before. I go to the shape 1, choose trim pass 1, and Command C, then go on the shape number 2, yes, and Command or Control V, and start line from here. Again, you can with you can see shape 1, 2, 3 keyframes, and easily you can organize the keyframe. For example, first shape 1, then shape 2, then shape 3, and make it look much better than before. And now we have 2 more shapes. At this time exactly I want this shape. Okay. If 2 times I push U at the keyboard, I can see shape 4. Yes, again I choose shape 4 at exactly at this time. Control V, I go trim path. Never mind which path, because we only need animated trim path. Here Control C or Command C and choose copy the trim path, and at the shape 4 here Command V or Control V will be paste on shape 4. And again, if you choose layer and you push U at the keyboard, you can easily find number 4 keyframe key animations. I want to be faster. It's very lazy. Now at this frame exactly, I want, for example, at this frame, last shape I want to be animated in shape 5. Again, what I did before, trim pass, copy, Control C or Command C, and shape 5. I select shape 5, Control V or Command V, and again U. If I push U, I have keyframe. Okay, now we animate all shapes very nice and smooth. Command or Control Shift H at the same time. I can see which shape layer have been selected, and this is very helpful if you want to edit your shape layer. Shape number 5. At number 5 you can move wherever you want, for example closer or inside another exactly. If I choose like that, I exactly put attach, and this shape layer, I really don't know which name. No, yes, shape, I exactly should click on shape 4, and here I can it's better not to touch, not to modify like that. It's better to only move. I use if I select, I only use for move the shape to the exact place. Command Shift H. Now I have almost nice and smooth animation here. I back to my video and see what I had. If I choose, I can only hide everything and I see my video. I want this be like dots, not straight line. I choose shape number 3 and I'm looking for a stroke. At the stroke we have dashes, and if I choose add by plus, I can add the number of dashes, and I can make it bigger or like dots. I can animate offset and make another style of animation, or back to normal only to default, or back to default and only. It depends on you. For me 5 is okay. And here we have like dots, not a straight line. Command Shift H, number 5, yes. Put in the wrong place. Okay, this is exactly the place that I want. And now almost it's nice for preview. Back to the video again. Okay, at this time I want to talk about how to create this part, this small rectangular and repeat, and we need a little bit of script here because we want to be loop start from 1 to 20 or whatever. Now I want separate line shape. I go and here and choose rectangular, and I deselect shape layer, and here I hold shift. If you hold shift you will have exactly a square, but here it's not a square. Okay, I hold shift, and with moving the mouse you can make it bigger or smaller, and very easy. If you want to change the position, hold shift and hold space and choose the right position, leave a space and hold shift, and now it's time to choose the best size. Okay, for me this is okay. I leave everything. Okay, now we have shape 1, now shape 2, but I don't want fill. Sorry, I do not want only stroke. Okay, I do not want stroke. I turn off. I want fill. I change color to the white. Now we have a rectangular here. Now I'm sure you guess which effects I can use here. Very easy. Repeater. At repeater I can repeat the number of copies I want. I want to make it closer, these copies together. I must go to transform repeater for choose position and choose the right space. For example 20, the number of copies. For example 28 is okay. And very easy, we can animate number of copies at the frame 0 or 10. I choose 0. Hold shift page down 10. If you hold shift and page down for 10 frame, you can go forward 10 10 10, and you can back. Hold shift page up, you can back. Page down, shift. This is very helpful, very fast shortcut. Hold shift and page down. Okay, I want hold shift and page down 10 frame. I want number 28, but it was very fast. I choose a longer range of keyframes, and keyframes is okay. Very nice. I love this shape layer. Very helpful. Great technique. I love Adobe After Effects too, with this adding this technique, thanks to Adobe improving. And now we have a repeater. I want exactly like what we have here. When the start, again back and start, and again back and start. I want loop without no more keyframes. I want have a loop animation. I back to the composition here. This at transform repeater you have a start opacity from beginning to the end, or end opacity from start to the end. You can change opacity. For example, I want 50. Start from one, like a kind of gradient, and make it look more beautiful. But if we want to make it this repeat all, never mind how many frames we have, a kind of loop animation, you hold Alt and click. Okay, if you hold Alt and click on this keyframe, you have this expression, and you click on expression language menu and you choose property and loop out. And if I back, and very nice, we have a loop out without any keyframe. It's not important how many frames or seconds you have at your comp. It will be repeat forever. If you make this closer, will be faster. If you make this longer, will be more slowly. This is very nice. Okay, I choose a normal, like always. Shift, page down, page down, page down. 30 frame for easy enough. Okay, now we have these numbers and text randomly. Now we need some random text here to make it more beautiful. Back to composition. Command T or Control T. You can start with some numbers. You can, for example, 25, the size of this text. I want this text randomly change. Again, like this animation loop, I want this text randomly move and wiggle. Here, if I at the text, we have animate. At the text, animate, and I choose character offset, and we have character offset here. For making randomly changing this character offset, we need some expression. Again, I hold Alt and click. Here I choose the wiggle, properties, wiggle, or random numbers, but I recommend the wiggle. Wiggle, I choose my numbers. For example, from 10 to 50, we have this random animation. You can choose 5 to 150, will be faster. And now I choose at this character range, at character alignment. You see they are not aligned. There's no alignment at this text. This is not good looking. So you choose character alignment and adjust. Now everything is very good aligned. This is what we want. First text is here with the, for example, 20 size, bigger or smaller. But we want be disappeared, not from beginning. Exactly, we want to create this text too, exactly like other part of shape layer. At this, for example, frame, go to animation and browse preset, text, animate in, because we want text come in. I double click and here typewriter, my favorite, and again double click. Automatically, if you select U at keyboard, you can see keyframes. But it's a little bit slowly. I want after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For example, I move to the 5 and right click, is home, and now very fast growing. At the 0 we don't have this text. Now start com. You can change the place of the last keyframe, make it faster or more slowly, depends on you. I want exactly from here start. Okay, I change the keyframe of range selector from here. A little bit faster. I change color to white. Okay, this is for text. Sorry, for number. And now we want to do same for randomly alphabets. For example, A, B, C, D, some alphabets. We want randomly just type some text. It's never mind, or you can write your text. It's really not important. I have this text and I want exactly randomly this text animated. I go to the text and again at the animate I choose character offset and character offset, and here same what I did for numbers. I hold Alt, click on character offset and properties, wiggle, and you can type from which range of numbers you want be randomly. For example, 20 to 180, and will be this randomly. And again we have same problem for text character alignment. They are not aligned, and so I choose adjust kerning, and this is what perfect. Again, and here animation, browse preset, text, animation in, typewriter, and if you click U, here you can find very fast keyframe. Okay, I choose, for example, it's very long, short, and right click, is. And if I now hold T, for example 50, you can change opacity and maybe 80, and I changed size to 10, will be more beautiful. It's more smaller and more beautiful. Okay, for here again I think this text must be a little bit smaller, 15, and only I need Command D or Control D for if I hold Command Shift H and or P, I can make copy of second text here and start. Not for at this time I hold U, I change keyframe at here and a little bit more at this time. Yes, okay, and you can change the text, will be random text here, and Control or Command D, make another copy of this text, and Command Shift H, P. With Command Shift H you can see this red around this text, and you Command Shift H, appear, disappear, and will be helpful for finding easily finding anchor point and move the text wherever you want. You can put small text here, copy and smaller, I make Command D, Control D, and I can change text, for example, for 2 lines or 3 lines, and enter, and make it smaller size. And now I must change I must change the keyframe position animations, yes, at this time. Now I deselect all layers and click on pen and start drag, click here, hold shift, and here we have line new, but this is fill. I don't want fill, I want only a stroke, and my stroke is 2. I want, for example, 5 or 15. I must put some transition effect to create this line. These lines first, I again at my first project, first layer, I, for example, shape layer 1, I only click, select trim pass, Command C, Control C, only copy, and then go to the shape layer and choose content, Command V or Control V, yes. And U, if you hold U key at the keyboard, you can see the keyframe very fast. Okay, I change here, no, faster here. Okay, very nice. Okay, but I don't want to have this line. I want to have this beautiful shape effect. I want very fast, save time, and I do not use repeater or shape layer for this, only this shape layer, and go to the effect. I select shape layer number 3 and go to the effect and transition, and I hold and I choose this blinds transition, and at transition I very easily can be like that. And here direction. Now you have white, bigger or smaller, transition. It depends on you if you want be bigger or smaller shape layer, and you can create beautiful and very fast and easy shape for your motion graphic projects. I really like it, very fast. We create a high-tech modern shape layer loop animation in Adobe After Effects. Okay, for this loop animation I deselect all layers. For example, I choose a circle, and I want fill, stroke I don't need. Now we have only a fill. You can control the size, transform a scale. You can make it smaller or bigger, and Command Shift H. Opacity T. If you hold T, only choose T, you will see opacity option. At the frame 0 I want 0, and shift page down 10. After 10 frame I want, for example, 80. Okay, we have this. Command Shift H. But I want this again, opacity be off and on randomly, and for all frames. Okay, I hold Alt and click here again. Properties, you have loop out, and this will be loop. Now we created this animation for our project. It's alpha channel. you only need to export composition, add to the render queue, setting best, output. I recommend use QuickTime and RGB plus alpha because we need alpha, and then render the project because we need alpha for our project. If you want to change color, choose shape layer, fill, and you can change the color, shape layer 2, and what color you like. Now I want to talk about this animation, this kind with circle shape layers, how to create. With the Q, if you can change the shape layers. I choose this and I hold shift, will be exactly a circle, and if I want to move circle to the center, I hold space, and now I can move to the center and leave both. I do not want fill, I want stroke 20. Now you can make copy from your ellipse 1, Control D, this is ellipse 2, and go to the ellipse size, make it smaller, and ellipse 3, Command D or Control D, and you can change size again smaller, and Control D, ellipse 4. Okay, for now only I want to show the basics, and then you can make your shape layer, your own shape layer. I want this shape layer, as I talked at the beginning, before I use Adobe Illustrator to create this random dash line. If I change to 0, with this, for example, 50, 10, 20, 50, you can randomly have these shapes. And if you create shape another at Illustrator, here we want almost same, but using stroke, this is number 2, stroke, and using dashes. Dash, if you hold, if you can add dash here. If you 2 times, you can have and increase the second, you will have another dash here, another shape, sorry. For ellipse number 3, you can do same, stroke and dash. For me now this is okay, only for basic. And now we want to animate this, and you can again go to the ellipse, choose for example ellipse number 1, and add trim pass, and at the trim pass you have a start and end. I go start, hold shift page down and 0, and I make this ease really more beautiful. And for number 2, I add trim path, and here I have a problem that if I choose start and animate to start, we have some moves at this between this small dashes that we don't want, and I really don't know why it's like that. So when I make dashes on the circle, I do not choose a start, or it depends on the shape from where I start. Now I choose only, I don't animate start, I animate only ending because it's more smooth. Page down, and you can move keyframes. Ease. Very nice. And number 3, add trim. Yes, again for a start we have same problem. I choose end, same from start. Now the last one, number 4. Again I add trim and then choose start. Page down to the end. And now we have also animated all. Okay, now I want to make copy from number 1 automatically, because we have 2, 3, 4. Make number 5 the name, and I change the size. Here I change the size, and at trim path I want start from here. For start be 100, but only to 50. Here we have trim path for shape number 5, and here start from 100, shift page down, and now I only choose 50 because I want randomly this shape rotate. Okay, at this trim shape we have a offset. At offset you can animate offsets from 0 to 360 degree. If we want for this circle have a random rotating only at the trim shape, we need to hold Alt and click, and only we need a random from 10 to 180, for example. I make it less from 2 to 360. We must make this less and less. Okay, half, and I choose, because it's really fast, 150. Okay, as you can see, random is not working, and I change random to wiggle, half to 180, and now this is very good working. No random, only wiggle from, for example, 10. Make it a little bit faster. It's too much fast. Wiggle 2. Yes. Now we have randomly and loop animation for ellipse number 5, and you can for other shapes you can do same, and you make your own animation or shape animation. For example, this layer, again we don't need to and animate from 0 to 100. I only from 0 to 70, and at offset I won't have random animation. I alt click wiggle 1 to 150, and we have random animation. Okay, we need end from 0 to 70. And for other shapes, again same number 3, trim is animated from 0 to 100, from 0 to 80, because we need this gap or a space. Oh, I choose both. Okay, 0. Okay, now it's animated. So go to the offset, hold Alt and click on offset and wiggle from 2, for example, to 200, and we have all randomly animated. And I do same to wiggle to shape number 4 to start. Okay, deselect 2 keyframes, start from 100 to 50. Now I go to the offset and alt click, wiggle from 3 to 300. And now we have only one shape, and the last shape. Number 1, I think. Yes, number 1. And for number 1, trim path from 100 to not 0, I change to 20, because I need a little bit gap between start and the end, because if we have this gap when it's rotating randomly, we can see that it's rotating.